What's up, beautiful people? I hope your day is going well and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Man, I wanted to jump on here and talk about something I recently picked up and just how much fun that I'm having with it. But before I get into that too much, man, I hope that you all as toy collectors are taking a little time out to enjoy the things that you picked up, enjoy the things that you have, but also contribute a little bit to others. One of my favorite things to do in the holiday season is just donate toys to kids. We're all big kids. I love being a big kid, and it's fun to give back and give to others. So if you got a couple extra dollars to buy these action figures, skip one or two and buy a few toys for tots, or find a local school, or a halfway house, or anything that has kids at it. Well, halfway houses are typically for adults, but sometimes adults show up with their children. But any place with their children, man, get a couple of action figures, get a couple of Barbies, just drop them off for the kid. I think that every kid deserves to have something to open up for Christmas. So that's my PSA, man. I hope you guys are taking a little time out just to do that for the kids, man. It's a great thing, man. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season. And if you've got kids, I hope you're enjoying looking for toys for them as much as you're enjoying looking for toys for yourself. I'll tell you the truth, my baby girl is kind of aging out of toys, but I'm lucky enough to have a couple of nephews, and I finally get to buy toys for boys. So I'm having fun picking up things for them. Spidey and Friends, Sonic the Hedgehogs, all of those things, man. I even went through my personal collection and I'm trying to trim the fat a little bit, and a couple of figs that I still got all the pieces for, still look great. Some of my Ninja Turtles, a couple of DC figs. I'm putting them in a box and I'm taking them all to them and just like, man, guys, have that. Just pull them all out, just have fun. My only request is take the toys that you want. If you don't want them, that's fine. Leave them here. I'll donate them and give them to somebody else. So yeah, but I also bought them a bunch of new stuff. So don't think I'm just giving them my old stuff and my hand-me-downs, all right? That's not all they're getting for Christmas. Uncle Keith is taking care of the kids. Keith love the kids, all right? Got to take care of the kids. And while you guys out there hunting, man, I hope y'all are having fun and finding great stuff at Ross. My Ross sucks. I have not been lucky enough to find any of the Super 7 figs that I wanted to find. I wanted those so bad. That would have been phenomenal. I haven't been lucky enough to find the G.I. Joes that are popping up for other people. Heck, I hadn't even seen the Transformers or anything like that. None of the Iron Man wave. I would have loved to have gotten that She-Hulk for $12.99. I'm just not finding anything. So charge it to the game. I guess it's just not the year for my Ross. But anyway, the point of the video, why I wanted to get on here today, man. If you watched my last video, you know that I was lucky enough to make some recent pickups at Walmart. And at Walmart, I was able to finally find some of the Nacelle-verse figs that I wanted. A lot of the Nacelle-verse stuff is on sale and is showing up at Walmart. So I was lucky enough to get 2 of the RoboForce figs. I did a quick review on those. Those things were cool. Definitely loved them for the price. But I also found the Barnyard Commandos. Now, let me pause and interject right here. During my initial video, I was kind of like, I don't know if I would have paid full price for these guys. They're great for $15. Don't know if they're worth the $35. But after having time to play with the figures and pose those things, I might have to retract that a little bit. Yo, they're really solid figures and I like them a lot. They're definitely on par with NECA and other things. So the RoboForce and the Barnyard Commandos, me personally, I like them. But I really want to talk about in this video is the Barnyard Commandos. Let me insert commercial here.
Barnyard Commandos! The Rams are on the move, led by Major Legger Mutton, a ram of great vision.
Glasses? Ha! Who needs them?
And Commodore Fleece Cardigan.
Rams, follow me!
There's Pilot Fluff Pendleton.
Is here the Ram yet?
And Sergeant Wooly Pullover.
Yo, hey, have a nice day, know what I mean?
Barnyard Commandos! From Playmates.
All right, that was the Barnyard Commandos. Now, if you remember Barnyard Commandos, it was a very obscure toy line. I don't remember these things being very expensive at all. As a matter of fact, it was, for me personally, on my radar to pick up a couple of these figs because I thought it would have been cool to just have them on the shelf. Then I saw the Nacelle stuff and I was like, or I think it's premium DNA, but it's marketed through Nacelle. I don't know. But regardless, I saw that and I was like, well, maybe I'll get the new ones. Then they sat on the shelves. I was like, well, maybe, fingers crossed, I can get them on sale. And I got them on sale. And man, these things are great. So let's just look at them, talk about a couple of them, tell you what I like about them. The old ones did not have any articulation whatsoever. The new ones, the way that they did them, man, they feel so good. So I can't remember all their names. So I got my iPad right here so I can look at my iPad and go through a couple of them. I've got 3 of them. We'll look at them real quick. I'm not going to go point by point, tell you every single thing about them. Just going to point out a few things about them. All right. So the first one that we're going to talk about here is my boy, Major Leger Mutton. So that is the Ram. Now, the Barnyard Commandos, there were 2 factions in Barnyard Commandos. You had the Rams and you had the Porks. And I guess the premise of the show is they were battling for control of the barnyard with their military force and weaponizing different things. I can't remember the cartoon very well. I just remember the toys because I had fun with the toys. Like I said, to me, they were comparable to Ninja Turtles and all of the other anamorphic things that were running around during that time in the late 80s, early 90s. And these things just looked at like really good little buddies for Ninja Turtles. But Major Leger Mutton, he's got the same style weapon that he had when we were kids. When we were kids, it just sit on his back like this. There was no articulation to it whatsoever. Well, now it's got a little bit of movement, right? It goes up and down. I think that this missile might possibly come off. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be glued in or not. I'm not finna break mine to pull it off, but whatever. And even with the figures now, they come with a little articulation. The old figure, it sits on all 4s just like this. It doesn't move at all, right? But this thing, if I decide to pop this off, it just pegs right in, ports right in. I can actually stand him up, bend his legs back, and let him stand on his hind legs if I wanted to. Then he's able to just kind of almost look at you or whatever the case may be. There's actually movement in the shoulders if you want to bend them out that way. It's got a little elbow articulation. I mean, look, it's not full range of motion like a Marvel Legend or anything like that. But compared to what these figures were in the past, man, these things are cool. You even got movement at the waist, man. Like, and then it's a heavier built figure. Like, it feels almost like, I know it's plastic. I think it's plastic at least. I'm not familiar with every material known to man. I'm pretty sure this is a plastic, but it almost feels akin to like porcelain or something, the way that it's made. So it just feels different and it feels good. And there's so much detail in them to where it looks like the fur is on the skin, the little tattoo that's on the shoulder, the way that the face looks. There's so much detail in them. They look so good. They all come with different little accessories too. Like, he came with the various items that you would find on an actual farm. Pumpkin, whole watermelon, half a watermelon. So you've got these little things that can use as props. Then you've got the detail on the weaponry right here. It says Ram on the side. It's just a cool looking little thing. And you can just, it feels like you can actually play with this if you want to. So it poses well. So I paid $15. And I don't know, I might have should have paid the $35. It was nice, but that's Major Leger Mutton. Like him a lot. This is the other guy. All right, this is the one I actually remember having as a kid. Now his name is Private Sado Bacon. Hilarious with the name. So this guy, he's got his weapon. There's no articulation in the weapon, but he comes with like a little bundle or bale of hay, if you will. It's almost like you can put it in front of him and it serves as cover so he can fire from behind it or whatever the case may be. His weapon has no articulation, but it's so detailed to where it looks like there's rust on the side, right? You got the pig snout, even coloration on the top of the actual cannon, right? It looks like it's been oxidized and painted. You've got 2 different glasses that go on him. So these are the translucent glasses. You've got other ones that are thicker yellow or whatever the case may be. and it just looks so cool and it feels so sturdy. And again, same thing as the Ram Major Leger Mutton. It poses well. The hind legs actually kick out. You can just do more with the figures. And there's so much more to these than the originals. They just look good, man. They're really fun for a shelf. They're not exactly like fully articulated action figures, like again, like a Marvel Legend or any type of McFarlane figure, which McFarlane doesn't have the best articulation, or, you know, a CT Toys Agent Venom. They're not articulated like that, but for the type of toy that it was and what you're getting now, the way that they did it, I think that the attention to detail in the painting and the sculpting definitely makes up for the lack of articulation, which is why it would be a figure that I would definitely get. All right. But this guy right here is my favorite of the three that I was able to get. So this one right here is Corporal High on the Hog. All right. And I love the name, first of all. So this guy comes with a tire that serves as basically a turret. Okay. And so he comes with the tire. The missiles come off, so you can take the missiles off like he's firing missiles. He's got little hand holes right here so you can put his hands in. And the screen is replaceable. You can put a knob up here if you want to, or you can put it like a little radar screen. But here's the kicker about the little radar screen. You might be able to see it. It looks like there are sheep on the actual radar. So it's almost like he's looking at sheep and he's getting ready to fire missiles at them. And it's just like a heavy duty tire. Here's the other thing. Of course, it's got the pig snout in the middle, but if you wanted to put this thing with some G.I. Joes or something like that, I mean, nobody's going to be able to tell who actually this belongs to. So that's cool. This guy is the same as the other one. He's got its eye patches, his legs move. You can put him on all fours if you want to, stand him up on his hind legs. The interesting thing about him is he's got a little hand peg, or a little peg in his hand, so he can hold his little skewer right here. And so it's just a cool looking fig, man. When I was setting all of these guys up and posing them around and just looking at them on my shelf, I was like, yo, these are really good. Like, this might be one of my favorite purchases of the year. So man, I just had to talk about them a little bit, because if you see them, especially if you find them on sale, man, I would consider buying them. In particular, if you like the show or the toys from back in the day, I would just think about it, man. They're fun. They pose well to me. This is definitely a buy for me. I mean, the arms move. Got a little paint rubbing that came off there, but that's cool. Like the little wrist rotates. Like, man, if they would have made Barnyard Commandos like this when I was a kid, I know I would have had more than 2 or 3, and I even like those figures. So yeah, these are fun, man. I'm definitely going to recommend getting them. For me, the other one I got to get from Wave 1 is the Sergeant Wooly pullover. I've been looking for him. I'm probably just going to break down and spend the $30 to get him regular price. Buying 3 for $15 and paying $30 for one, you know, $15, $45, paying $30 for one, and getting all 4 of Wave 1 figs for $75. Man, you couldn't beat that with a stick. And if you told me I could have all of the Wave 1s at that price, I'd have been happy as a pig in slop, I guess. Like, pun intended, maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna probably have to pick up that Major Wooly pullover. I just want to have all of the Wave 1s. They've got a stealth version of these figures, which is really cool. They look amazing, but there's no difference from what I've been able to tell. They just have a different paint job, like a black and gray, neon green type finish to make it look like some type of stealth ops, which I think is pretty cool. I haven't seen those in store, only online. But definitely consider picking those up. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to close out the year and everything. And I know a lot of people tend to do top 5 figures or top 10 figures of the year videos. And as a collector, for me personally, I don't necessarily buy everything. I'm not trying to buy everything. Individually, I don't, I've got a, price point. I put myself on a budget when it comes to, collecting this stuff, because if you don't, you'll just be buying everything. And, that compulsion that you feel to buy when something new, you'll have it all, and half the crap you won't even open or like. You'll look at it and wonder why you bought it. Of course, I've done that before. So having said that, and recognizing that I always talk about the price point for things, I don't think I'm going to do my top 10 figures, right? I think I'm going to do my top 10 purchases. So my favorite purchases, price included, what you get for the figure, and just what I overall think. So I think I'm going to do my top 10 purchases, my top 10 buys, if you will, right? This is Buy That Toy. So let's talk about what we've actually bought, and let's do our top 10 buys. I think that's what we're going to do. So tune in, man. That video will probably drop during the first week of the year. Just our top 10 buys from BTT Buy That Toy. Man, until next time, I appreciate you guys for showing up and joining, man. Remember to drop me a line, man. Hit me up on Instagram at Buy That Toy. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, man, at Buy That Toy. Drop us a comment. Just stay connected with us, man. I love to connect with you, man. Find out more about other collectors. What have you been able to find? Did you find anything at Ross? Do you have these action figures, these wonderful Barnyard Commandos? And what do you think about them, man? Man, I guess until next time, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and peace.